Okay, let's move forward. So while I was gone there, I made the rest of the pages for this site. It's not a lot, but a couple more just to have like the complete collection available here. Now, um, I want to show you a little tip that I think is kind of helpful. Again, because I really like to cut down on confusion. So I'm looking at the local site files here, right down in the lower right. And do you remember the FTP button, this guy that says expand to show local and remote sites when you mouse over it? So I'm going to click that for a sec. Now here's my site files, and of course they're all mixed up, right? So TXT file, HTML file, they're all mixed up together. And I think it's a little easier to look at when you organize them by type. So I'm going to click this little button right here that says type. And now all the HTML docs are together, and all the other not quite so important files are together down here. So then I'm going to drop back into standard editing mode of Dreamweaver. And all the pages exist, but none of the pages have any navigation, right? So we've been in this spot a number of times. And to make this thing functional, we're going to need to edit the template. So I'm going to open up the templates folder, and here's design.dwt, our template for the site. And obviously the navigation choices are going to go right in here into the div that we called nav. I'm going to leave the placeholder text here for a moment just because I think it's kind of nice to have something in there essentially holding this space open and making it a little bit more obvious. I am going to hit a space on the space bar though to make it a little easier to separate what I drag in from these words. So I'm going to grab the index file and I'm going to pull it across and drop it right on that line. And here's the thing. Text files, Microsoft Word documents, if you drag them, they paste in essentially all of their content. That's what happens. If you drag an HTML document, it only creates a link like this. So that's a really important distinction to make. Now, I'm going to go ahead and peel out the unwanted text at this point because I definitely don't need it there, don't want it there in the long run. I'm going to put a little space off to the right of it so that the next guy I drag over doesn't essentially blend into this and become very hard to see where the split is. And finally, nobody really creates a homepage link on their website called index because the general visitor does not know what in the world that is. So I'm going to select the word index where I've got it there, and I'm just going to type home. All right, so you can easily select the text and change it around, edit it, and the link is retained. If I click in that place where I've got that link and look down here on properties, I can see that that's where it's going. All right. Now, the next one out of the box, I guess this is kind of silly, but I'll just, so here comes dummy. All right. And then comes, boy, you got me, links, I don't know. Space after that. Thingamabobs. What's its. And finally, widgets. Okay, so it's pretty silly looking. I'm the first one to admit it. But these are the pages of our site. So again, we do not try to drag these into the individual pages. That's a big waste of time. Instead, we've added them to the template. The template is basically going to hand out this change to all the pages that are based upon it when we save it. So, File, Save. And of course, this is Dreamweaver's way of saying, you want to include all these guys in the update? We do. And remember, this is Dreamweaver's way of posting a dialog box that most people don't have any idea how to interact with. It's just confirmation. Files examined 5, files updated 5. Close it up. And I always think it's a good idea to do a quick little reality check. And if you can see that one of your sample pages has them, then you're probably in pretty good shape. I won't do it right now, but it might make sense to sort of check everything. All right, so that's a simple thing on updating, and I think that's probably enough to get the critical message here, but I could easily ask you to go back and make some other sort of change in it. If, for example, we made some other change in the template at that point using a different header graphic, a different footer, a different body background, something like that, you would again need to update all the pages for that change to really take effect. So that's it for this one. We'll come back in a minute with how to upload these pages to the website.